What's up guys, and welcome back to my Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire speculation video looking at some more Kanto Mega Evolution possibilities. Again, we're going for a free Pokemon in today's episode, as we always do, and obviously as usual guys, please feel free to leave your feedback about each of these Mega Evolutions down below in the comment section, saying whether you think they're possible, whether you see them coming, and what you think of the typing, stat changes and ability I've chosen for each, as well as the design if you would like. So, let's get on with it, starting off today with Mega Tentacruel. So, Tentacruel is a water poison type. Tentacruel and Tentacruel aren't particularly liked because of their often appearance on water, as well as surfing, in mainly in Generation 3. But Tentacruel is a pretty cool Pokemon, water poison type, which isn't half of that typing, which is pretty good. What would Tentacruel look like when it Mega Evolved? Well, the design sort of art I have here isn't exactly what I'd imagine, but it is similar, I guess. You see in this this design, this one's more of a actual evolution rather than a Mega Evolution, but I couldn't find any other decent art, so this is the only one I had to work with. You can see its head gets longer, and pretty much that's it. Yeah, I don't like it. I would much prefer something to do with the typing, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But it's a decent art. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about the art, to be honest, but it's not exactly what I would want for Mega Tentacruel. Typing, as I mentioned, the design needs to link in with the typing. The typing I would see for Mega Tentacruel is a Poison Steel type. Yes. Now, what would I see for the design? I would see its body sort of getting hardening up, stealing up, becoming sort of, I guess, iron, steel sort of thing, and its tentacles to get barbs on them, to get spikes on them, whatnot, just to generally get spikes everywhere, barbs everywhere. Obviously then it would keep the poison type because it would still be poisonous and such like that. The water type would go because it wouldn't really be that watery anymore, I guess. It would mainly have the steel type, which I would like. Poison Steel is not a type we've seen before, I don't think. I don't think we've seen it before, which would make it pretty cool as well. And it would give it some rather interesting type combinations and stuff like that. Obviously be very weak to ground. It would be taking neutral from fighting, so that sort of cancels that out there. Neutral from psychic as well, so a good few possibilities there for typing and how type changes and matchups would affect it. Stat change wise for Tentacruel, I would say its attack and its defense going up, because if it's becoming steel type, getting barbs everywhere, obviously its attack is going to go up because of the sharpness of its tentacles, but its defense is also going to go up because it's becoming a steel type. So majority of steel types are physically defensive, so that would sort of work there. Its special defense would also probably get a decent increase as well, but it would be mainly physical defense there. Now, ability for Mega Tentacruel, I've got two listed here. One for each type there. One for poison type, one for steel type. The poison type one is Poison Point. Obviously, if you're getting those barbs on the tentacles, it means if a Pokemon is to make contact with Tentacruel, it would, or Mega Tentacruel rather, it would likely be poisoned by one of the barbs. It obviously has poison in them or whatnot, which would make a lot of sense there for it to be having Poison Points. And obviously if it's becoming more defensive and becoming sort of a defensive beast, that's going to help out because any Pokemon attacking it is going to have a chance to get poisoned and such. Then the other ability I thought of, which is to do with the steel typing, is Iron Barbs, because obviously if it's got, sort of barbs on its tentacles, those are iron barbs, so obviously if you touch the barbs, you're going to get hurt as well. You might not get poisoned, but you could certainly get hurt. The other possibility there as well is Poison Touch, but I don't know, Poison Touch is a possibility there, but I would prefer it being Poison Point, to be honest. Whether I'd prefer Poison Point or Iron Barbs, it's a tricky one, to be honest. I don't really know, it's a tricky one. They're both pretty good abilities. I wouldn't be able to choose between two, because Poison Point would mean, if you touch the barbs, there's a chance you're going to get the poison coming out, whereas Iron Barbs is if you touch the barbs, you're going to get hurt, sort of thing. They're both to do with the barbs on the tentacle, which would you imagine, there's no visualization of the barbs on the tentacles, because I couldn't find any decent art for it, but you can assume that's what they would be, guys. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Mega Tentacruel, to be honest, because, well, what else? I don't really have what else is there, guys. There's not much else to say for Mega Tentacruel. Change to a Poison Steel type, preferably. Having some stat changes in attack and defense, and then getting either Poison Point or Iron Barbs to sort of boost up its defensiveness, I guess, making it more bulky, really. It's already pretty bulky, but like more bulky in terms of how much damage it can put out, I guess. Anyway, let's move on to the second Pokemon for today, which is Mega Golem. Okay, so Golem. In the last episode, I'm pretty sure it was, we looked at Mega Machamp, and I said because Mega Alakazam got a Mega Evolution, it would, Alakazam rather, it would only make sense if Machamp and Golem also got them too, because they are sort of counterparts in a way. They're all the trade evolutions in Generation 1, so it would make sense if the other ones got them. So Golem is a rock ground type. making it 4 times weaker to water and ground type, grass type moves, which is brilliant for it, to be honest. So that's one of the downsides with Golem. But Golem is pretty cool anyway. You can see it's based off of basically just a boulder with arms and legs. That's basically what it is. How would I see Mega Golem changing when it Mega Evolved? Well, I really like this art here. It's not quite what I'd see, but it would work for a different typing, but it's not the typing I'm looking at. You can see here it's changed sort of a darker black colour in terms of its main body, and then its legs are sort of about the same colour, and it's gained some sort of magma-like, you know, in between the rocks. That would probably work for a rock fire type for Golem, for Mega Golem, but I'm not looking at that, but exactly. But maybe if it was the same design, except the lava, the magma, whatever you want to call it, the heat was more dark, you know, so a darker colour, setback sort of thing, wasn't like one of the main focuses of the design. But you can see there's some other changes for the Mega Golem too, is that it's gained an extra tooth at the back of its mouth, or the back of its jaw rather, and it's also gained some nice additions on its head. But apart from that, there's not a huge amount of change for Mega Golem there. I mean, how can you change Golem really? Unless you want to get rid of the boulder and then actually make it like whatever else would be inside, I don't quite know. But that would then make it sort of different completely, but oh well. Okay, what typing would I see for Mega Golem? I said it wasn't rock fire type. I would think that it would go to a pure rock type. Pure rock, yes, so sort of getting rid of the ground typing, because I don't know, if the boulder is just getting harder, just becoming sort of a solid rock, it would lose the ground type. It would be pure rock. This would help it out because then it'd be less weak to rock type, less weak to ground type, less weak to grass types, less weak to water types, sort of thing. It would lose immunity to electricity, which isn't that bad to be honest, but it would be pretty good still. Stat change wise for Mega Golem, I would see its defense and its special defense rising. May end up also with a drop in attack too, and maybe a drop in speed. Because I would imagine it becoming a Mega Evolution that was really defensive, and then hardly offensive at all. Okay, so really bulking up, sort of boom sort of thing, whereas its attack and its speed would then drop slightly. Sort of becoming more like Shuckle, but not exactly in a way. You know, having less defense than Shuckle, or maybe about the same as defense as Shuckle actually. Something similar to that, you know, I'm not going to sort of go on about that, but yeah, I would say its defense is both rising, maybe by a fair bit, and then its attack and that maybe dropping or just not changing at all. Ability wise for Mega Golem as well, I've got one ability listed here. It's sort of linking it being a rock type, which is solid rock, which reduces the power of super effective moves. So any move that was going to do 2 times damage goes down to doing 1.5 times damage, which is pretty darn good, because then it means any move that's still a super effective against him, like grass, water, etc., is going to do less damage anyway, which is pretty darn good to be honest guys. And this would all work on it becoming a really bulky Mega Evolution, maybe still being able to do some reasonable damage, but mainly being bulky in general. So yeah, I guess really that's it for Mega Golem. There's not much else I can say here, to be honest. You know, just sort of becoming solid rock, changed to a pure rock type, defenses are rising, and getting solid rock as its ability. So let's move on to the last Pokemon of today's episode, which is Mega Rapidash. Yeah. Okay, so Rapidash, pure fire type, based on a horse, as you can see, or a unicorn horse thing. Pure fire type as said. Now, everyone knows what they want from Mega Rapidash. Everyone knows the design they want, so let's put them out of the misery, and we have a Pegasus. Yes, Fire Pegasus, pretty much, you can see here. That's, if Mega Rapidash does get a Mega Evolution, it's going to have to be a Pegasus-based design. You know, it's going to have wings. It's got to have wings, because you've got Unicorn. What's the next step up from Unicorn? Pegasus. Pretty darn much, because Pegasus was a flying unicorn, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Anyway, let's just get on with it. So, obviously you can see the design here, Mega Rapidash. We see wings on Rapidash, which makes sense. Not a huge amount of changes apart from that. Maybe its legs getting slightly more powerful, as you can see there. Growing wings, just fire, just spreading all over its body pretty much. That's the only big changes there. Obviously there's little ones everywhere else, but still. What type would Mega Rapidash be? Well, it's gained wings, so it's got to be a fire flying type. So it joins the ranks of Charizard and Talonflame. Which means, you know, unfortunately, it's going to fall victim to the Stealth Rock curse, which means it's going to take, well, half of its health is going to disappear if it switches on Stealth Rocks, which would make the Mega Evolution alright. Well, you would take a quarter damage when you switch in Rapidash in the first place, if they were up, then you'd Mega, and obviously if you came back in again, you'd lose more health, but yeah. Anyway, stat change wise, also for Mega Rapidash, I would see, I'm not sure whether it would be a physical attacker or a special attacker, to be honest, but I've listed special attack here because Pegasus was a magical horse, so it sort of links in with that being magic and all that stuff. So I've raised its special attack and its speed, obviously, because of the wings. It's already pretty fast, so that would make it even faster. So that's the generic stat changes there. Abilities, I've got 3 listed here because one's a hidden ability, one I thought would work quite well, and then the final one was simply a nice fun one. First one is Flame Body, which is his hidden ability. Obviously it's got flames over it still, so it could carry Flame Body through and help it out in that sense, I guess, but they could also think about changing it to something like the other one listed here as Flash Fire. Being hit by a fire type move would then boost up its power of its fire type moves, which would, I guess, make sense. It wouldn't be that helpful because Flash Fire is just generally not good at all, but it would be alright, I suppose. The final ability, which is the one that we most prefer, most people would like to see the Mega Rapidash, is a Magic Guard, and this means you only take damage from actual moves. So you would take no damage from Stealth Rocks, which would make sense, which would be very helpful, and obviously then allow you to sort of switch in and out on Stealth Rocks very easily. And this ability isn't too far-fetched, to be honest, because if it's going to be based on a Pegasus or a magical flying horse, Magic Guard, Pegasus, Magic, stuff like that. So it wouldn't be out of the world to think that it wouldn't be able to get Magic Guard. And they, I don't know how useful it's going to be without Magic Guard, to be honest, because obviously Stealth Rocks are just going to destroy it, and then that's your Mega Evolution sort of ruined, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Mega Rapidash as well. Fire Flying type. Special attack and speed going up, and then 3 abilities there, preferably Magic Guard, but also possibly Flame Body or Flash Fire. So guys, that concludes it for today's episode. As I said at the start, please leave feedback about the 3 Mega Evolutions you've seen today down in the comment section below, and I'll see what you guys think of them. Tell me whether you think they're possible, tell me whether you think the typing, the stat changes and the ability I've chosen for each is alright or not, and yeah, just leave general feedback below. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, that would mean a lot to me, and I guess I'll be seeing you next time guys. Thank you for watching, goodbye my friends.